Right, it's, what is it now, Sunday. I went out on Friday. I did make a video about how I'd achieved loads of shit, and I was actual ready, and I even managed to squeeze in a video before I went, but I didn't post that one because I disasterised myself as well by being so cocky about being ready, and then I went out without my keys and caused myself a massive disaster of getting home. Shit. But that aside, I done superbly, in the sense that I fucking very nearly lost my shit again. It's oh my god. Every single conversation I had with people, I do chat to randoms, it's kind of my thing. Every single conversation I had, the conversation came from them about mental health issues. I was thinking, I'm trying to fucking escape this shit. I'm trying to just have a few hours away from it. But basically, there was one guy who told me a story all about his recent diagnosis and treatment plan. So I told him about mine. I was very conscious of listening to him. And I only started talking about mine when he said, anyway, how about you? Like, let him get to the end. And so I mentioned mine, and I said it was really similar because he was getting CBT and I was getting DBT. So I kind of shortened his story down into mine. And that's where all the trouble started, because he started fucking diagnosing me. Fucking ludicrous. Why do people do that? He was literally saying that I had PTSD. And he was getting very fucking insistent upon it. And around that point, a guy I didn't know suddenly came out and went, it was what sounded like his assumptions, and I got it wrong, and we both talked about it. But what he said was, personality disorders, psychiatrists, this should be good. And I just was like, you fucking what? Because it looked like he was saying, if you've got a personality disorder, you need to go to a psychiatrist. What the fuck? This sounds funny. Let me listen. That's how I interpreted it. And I didn't kick off. I just didn't tell. I just went, you know what, mate, if you're just going to fucking laugh at me, I'm just going to talk about it. If you want to laugh at me being a fucking psychiatrist, I don't find that very funny. And then it pushed all of his fucking buttons. Then he was like, mate, he did actually say so. He was like, I said it. Oddly enough, he went, because I always feel really isolated. I never get to talk about this stuff. I was thinking, fucking join my world, mate. I get every time I go fucking clubbing. I'm not even lying. I always think, why am I talking about this shit? It's not me. It's everyone else. I fucking attract people. He was one of them. But he was actually a lovely fucking man. He was really fucking, we were pushing each other's buttons because he kept revisiting it, and I really didn't mean it. And I was thinking, okay, but I was thinking, I am not going to be like wrong for how I responded, because I think, you know, it's one of those situations where he should have approached it differently, and I shouldn't have reacted as different. I should have clarified. I should have asked what he meant by that, maybe, without getting quite so funny with him. But anyway, I was already unsettled by that, because I was literally, I was like, I'm sorry, mate, I just really responded like you were taking the total fucking piss out of me, and I've just been diagnosed today, and I really didn't appreciate it. But if I took it the wrong way, But I was really a bit... And then I've got this guy trying to fucking diagnose me, and so then I started to lose it, to the point where it's like, hey, come and sit down kind of shit. And so there I am again in a nightclub, trying to forget about my shit and having a special conversation with somebody because I've lost my shit a little bit and I'm having a little paddy-waddy. But looking back on it, that was my mistake. I should have gone, actually, no, I don't want to. I should have kept control of the conversation, because when someone does go, come and sit down, you're instantly going parent-child, and they will always semi-adopt that because they're the upset one. That's where I think we're getting it wrong. We need to give them as much control of it. We need to stop and say, what do you need? Don't tell them what they need. Ask them what they need. If you want to help them, you help someone who's doing something. If you're cooking, And I said, would you like me to help you? You could go, oh, nice one. Could you peel those spuds while I'm doing this? That's helping you because you're cooking. And I'm just giving you some help. Look at it that way. So, but in some senses, the person probably will want to go somewhere quiet because it's unsettling when you're unsettled around people. So anyway, he goes and sits down and what he said was, I said, and you're telling me I haven't got, so I said, I'll stay in your own fucking lane, mate. I've been diagnosed by a doctor. And he said, no, I didn't say that. That's what he said, I didn't say that. So then that's where I agreed to go over there, because I was thinking, right, what have I got wrong then? What have I misinterpreted? What do I need to listen to? And then he said it again after about 5 minutes, and that's when I truly did start to be right on the air. I wasn't quite at the volume of security coming over, but I was swearing. I told him he was fucking out of order and get the fuck away from me if he's going to fucking come out with that shit. To the point where it got my man, who was fucking lovely, intervening, and he was just going, Mikey, do you want to get a Red Bull? Let's go and dance. Come on, let's get you a Red Bull. We'll take you on the dance floor. And I was like, mate, I can't right now, because I was the music had started. Do you know what I mean? The fucking vision had gone. The world was saying, but none of this is really happening, Michael. Again. And I was like, while I'm sitting there on a fucking picnic table in a nightclub, and internally I'm going, But guess it saved the day. Eventually, I mean, I'm sure it was because there was the other people about. But they sat down, and it was me that said, I'll tell you how you can help me. Let's talk about something completely fucking different. Because what he'd done, he'd said it again, and he'd pointed his finger on the fucking table, and then he tried to deny it. That's fucking gaslighting, mate. I know what I saw. I know what I fucking heard. And I saw his finger come down on the table when he went, fact. And that's when I was calling him fucking out of order. And at first he said, no, you're right, I was out of order. And then he started to say that he didn't say it. He was probably trying to just wriggle out of it. But the point was, it was only because a couple of hours later, he didn't do it at the time, and I wouldn't have expected him to, because it's a bit shit stirry. And he said so. But he said, no, he did say that. I fucking heard him. He did say that. I don't blame you for getting angry. But he'd also proved it by getting booted out by a couple of hours later by doing something that everyone saw him do, and Blato's tried to fucking deny that, and he got his ass kicked out of the club, and he had a bad night, and I hope he sorts his shit out and stops responding like that or antagonising people like that. Which underlined the fact that that's what he was doing with me. I don't know what he was fucking up to. He was in a bad way, and he was very drunk, and he had a bad night. But at that point where it was, look, let's just draw a line under it. That's what I said. Just draw a fucking line under it. And I mean, let's draw a fucking line under it. And there's this silence. And I went, anyway, production. And he just went, yeah. And I spoke to him. I totally changed the subject. Totally. And it worked. Just spoke to him about music production, because 5 minutes earlier, he'd asked me about it. And it was me that, with other people's help, but it was me that slipped into, and the reason that's so fucking important is because the physical manifestations that were occurring at the time, or just before that, were the sort that normally make me go home. Normally when I get like that, when I get that edgy, I go home. I've done it a lot this year, when things just start to get really shaky, and I just start to feel my voice goes husky, my tears go ie, my eyes go teary. And I'm just like, this is embarrassing. It's not fun. I'm not enjoying myself. This isn't what clubbing's meant to fucking be about. I can't understand anyone. I'm getting really fucking het up. No one fucking quite gets it. Everyone tells me I just need to chill, and it's not like that. And I just go, meh, meh, meh. I'll go home. But I didn't go home. Well, I did go home a bit later, and then I came back again because I'd lost my keys, and I was looking for them just in case they'd come out of the club. But, you know, that was the point that I then just... I chilled out so much more about it, and I'm learning. Like I'm learning. I'm identifying the points where it's starting to happen, and how I could have done things differently. And like I took control of the conversation in the end, and I just put my boundary down, and I just said, let's draw a fucking line under it. At which point, if he'd have just tried to do that, no, I hate people doing that to me. If I just disagree with something, I don't need... No, listen. So it's not because I wasn't listening. It was because I don't agree. There's a fucking vast difference. And people think that if you don't agree, that means you're not listening. It's like, go fuck yourself. and then you're out of order for not wanting to debate it. I don't want to fucking masturbate. You can go and masturbate yourself, you fucking twat. Seriously, and I need to start being a bit more like that. It's easily led is what I am. If people are nice to me, I'm nice back. That's how manipulators work. That's how I get gaslighted. So I've got to be a little bit over fucking zealous maybe. But then I've already got a lot of true friends, you know what I'm like. And I don't know. I'm just actually quite chuffed, even though it was by and large fucking horrible again. It wasn't horrible because I had a good night. I really enjoyed the music. It was a proper techno night in Bournemouth, which is quite rare. I fucking love my techno. And one of the dudes DJing, you know what he described me as? A techno adult. So when I walked in, he said, "Oh, fucking thank God." So there's a techno adult in the room. We'll have a proper techno party. I was like, mate, thank you. So there was lots of good bits to it, but the best bit was that, and I mean, it still did unsettle me. Yesterday, I'd had a long day getting home. Last night, I just played the guitar. I was going to make videos and DJ and stuff. I went to bed at 8:30. Now I'm ready to train. It's another day, and worked really quite well in the moment.